Hey, mythical beasts, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson here, and today we're diving nose first into the world of stinky cheeses. That's right, we're talking about the kind of cheeses that could clear a room faster than a bad dad joke. But hey, I'm known for taking on tough challenges, and these pungent powerhouses are no exception. Can we handle the stink? Let's find out. Alright, round one, we're starting with Limburger cheese. This cheese is rumored to have a smell that could knock a buzzard off a manure wagon. I'm talking about the kind of aroma that makes you question your life choices, sniffs Limburger. Whoa, baby, it's like a punch to the face, but with funk. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It's got that kind of barnyard thing going on, a little bit of sweaty gym socks, maybe a hint of despair. Takes a bite. Okay, the flavor's not nearly as aggressive as the smell. It's actually kind of nutty, a little tangy. Not bad, Limburger, not bad. You're like the opening act for a death metal concert. You get the crowd warmed up for the real chaos to come. Next up, we've got Époisses de Bourgogne, a cheese that has earned quite the reputation for its pungent aroma and bold flavor. Originating from the Burgundy region of France, this cheese is not for the faint of heart. In fact, it's so stinky that it's actually banned on public transport in France. Imagine being on a crowded bus or train and someone opens up a container of this cheese. The smell would be overwhelming, to say the least. They say this cheese is best enjoyed with a clothespin on your nose. The aroma is so strong that it can easily fill up an entire room. But for those who can get past the smell, the taste is said to be incredibly rich and complex. I say, bring on the funk. There's something exciting about trying a cheese that pushes the boundaries of what we consider edible. It's a culinary adventure that not everyone is brave enough to take. I've smelled what The Rock is cooking, and this cheese ain't got nothing on me. If you think you can handle strong smells, Époisses de Bourgogne will put you to the test. Opens container of époisses. Oh, jabroni. The moment you open the container, you're hit with a wave of odor that can only be described as intense. It's like a sensory explosion. That's a whole new level of ripe. The smell is so potent that it can catch you off guard. Even if you're prepared for it, it's a cheese that demands your full attention. It's like someone took a week-old gym sock, marinated it in a dumpster fire, and then wrapped it in a wet dog. The combination of these smells creates a unique aroma that is unforgettable. I'm not going to lie, this one's got me sweating a little. The intensity of the smell and the flavor can be overwhelming, even for the most seasoned cheese lovers. Takes a bite. Okay, it's interesting. The taste is as bold as the smell, with a creamy texture that coats your mouth. It's a flavor experience that is both challenging and rewarding. Definitely an acquired taste, like drinking a protein shake that's been sitting in the sun for a week. It's not something you can appreciate on the first try, but with time you might just come to love it. I can see why they banned this from public transport. It's basically a biological weapon. The smell alone is enough to clear out a room, but for those who dare to try it, Époisses de Bourgogne offers a unique and unforgettable cheese experience. Alright, we're moving on to a cheese with a name that leaves little to the imagination, Stinking Bishop. This cheese is infamous for its strong odor, which can be detected from quite a distance, but don't let that scare you off just yet. There's more to this cheese than meets the nose. This cheese is apparently washed in perry, which is a type of pear cider, and then aged to perfection, or should I say, pungency. The process of washing the cheese in perry gives it a unique flavor profile and contributes to its strong aroma. The aging process allows the flavors to develop and intensify, resulting in a cheese that is both complex and intriguing. Let's see if it lives up to its holy name. The name Stinking Bishop actually comes from a variety of pear called the Stinking Bishop pear, which is used to make the perry. The cheese itself has a rich history and has been made in Gloucestershire, England for many years. It's known for its creamy texture and bold flavor, which can be quite polarizing. Well, it definitely smells like something died in a confessional. The aroma is intense and can be off-putting to some, but for those who appreciate strong cheeses, it's part of the charm. The smell is often described as a mix of ammonia, old socks, and fermented fruit. It's not for the faint of heart, but if you can get past the smell, you're in for a treat. It's got that kind of ammonia thing going on, like a locker room after a particularly grueling workout. The ammonia smell comes from the breakdown of proteins in the cheese, which is a natural part of the aging process. It's a sign that the cheese is ripe and ready to be enjoyed. The strong smell can be a bit overwhelming at first, but it mellows out once you start eating it. I'm not sure if I should eat this or use it to clear out a sinus infection. The strong smell can actually help clear your sinuses. But once you get past that initial shock, you'll find that the flavor is much more pleasant. The cheese has a creamy, buttery texture that melts in your mouth, and the flavor is rich and savory with a hint of sweetness from the peri. You know what? It's not as bad as it smells. In fact, it's quite delicious. The strong aroma gives way to a complex flavor profile that is both earthy and slightly sweet. The peri adds a fruity note that balances out the richness of the cheese, making it a truly unique and enjoyable experience. It's got a kind of earthy, mushroomy flavor with a hint of sweetness from the peri. The combination of flavors is both surprising and delightful, and it's easy to see why this cheese has such a devoted following. The earthy notes come from the aging process, which allows the flavors to develop and deepen over time. The sweetness from the peri adds a nice contrast, making each bite a new adventure. It's like a cheese version of a redemption arc. Starts out rough, but ends up surprising you. The initial smell might be off-putting, but once you give it a chance, you'll find that Stinking Bishop is a cheese worth savoring. It's a testament to the fact that sometimes the most unexpected things can turn out to be the most rewarding. So next time you come across Stinking Bishop, don't let the name fool you. Give it a try, and you might just find a new favorite. Next up, we've got Roquefort, the king of blue cheeses. This cheese is known for its strong smell and its even stronger flavor. It's like the Dwayne, the Rock Johnson of cheeses. Bold, powerful, and not afraid to make a statement. Whoa, that's a potent aroma. It's like someone took a sock full of pennies and left it in a cave for a year. It's got that kind of sharp, tangy smell that makes your eyes water. I'm not gonna lie, this one's got me a little intimidated. Okay, that's intense. It's like a flavor explosion in your mouth. It's got that sharp, salty, tangy thing going on with a hint of sweetness. It's definitely an acquired taste, but I can see why people love it. All right, we've saved the best, or should I say the stinkiest, for last. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, the grand finale of our olfactory adventure. If you thought the previous cheeses were pungent, brace yourself because this one takes the cake. Or should I say, the cheese. This is Vieux Boulogne, a cheese that's been scientifically proven to be the smelliest in the world. Yes, you heard that right. Scientists have actually measured the stench levels, and this cheese came out on top, or should I say at the bottom of the smell scale. They say it smells like dirty socks, sweaty feet, and a whole lot of other things I don't even want to think about. Imagine the worst locker room you've ever been in, multiply that by 10, and you might get close to what we're dealing with here. The aroma is so potent that it can clear a room in seconds. People have been known to run for the hills when this cheese makes an appearance. It's not just a smell, it's an experience, a journey into the depths of olfactory horror. But hey, I'm not one to back down from a challenge. Let's do this. I've faced some pretty smelly situations in my life, but nothing quite like this. Armed with nothing but my courage and a strong stomach, I'm ready to take on Vieux Boulogne. Oh my God, what is that smell? It's like a wall of stench just hit me. I can feel it in my eyes, my nose, even my soul. This is not just a cheese, it's a weapon of nasal destruction. It's like someone took a dumpster fire, marinated it in a sewer, and then wrapped it in a wet dog. The combination is so intense, it's almost artistic in its awfulness. You could write poetry about this smell, if you could stand to be near it long enough. And speaking of wet dogs, that's exactly what it smells like. Imagine a dog that's been out in the rain, rolled in something unmentionable, and then left to dry in a hot car. That's the kind of olfactory assault we're talking about here. I'm not gonna lie, this one's got me gagging. My eyes are watering, my throat is closing up, and I can feel my stomach doing somersaults. This is not for the faint of heart. I think I might actually throw up. The smell is so overpowering, it's like it's reached into my body and is trying to pull my insides out. This is a level of stink that should come with a warning label. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's really bad. I've smelled some pretty terrible things in my time, but this takes the cake, or should I say the cheese. It's like a punch to the gut, but with stink. It's like a punch to the gut, but with stink, the kind of smell that makes you question your life choices. Why did I agree to this? What am I doing with my life? These are the thoughts running through my head right now. It's got that kind of ammonia thing going on, like a locker room after a particularly grueling workout. You know, the smell, the one that makes you want to burn your clothes and take a shower for an hour. Like a locker room after a particularly grueling workout, the kind where you can almost see the stink lines rising from the floor. It's a smell that clings to you, follows you home, and haunts your dreams. I'm not sure if I should eat this or use it to clear out a sinus infection. It's got that medicinal quality, like it could double as a cleaning product. Maybe that's the secret to its power. Okay, I can't do it. I've met my match. This cheese is just too much for me. I thought I could handle it, but I was wrong. So very wrong. That's just too much for me. I'm tapping out. Vieux Boulogne, you win. You are the undisputed champion of stink. I bow to your olfactory might. You are the stinkiest cheese in the world. And I, for one, will never forget this experience. Until next time, keep your noses clean and your cheese fresh. Well, mythical beasts, we survived the stinkiest cheeses in the world. Some of them were surprisingly tasty, while others, well, let's just say they're not going to be making it onto my cheat day menu anytime soon. But hey, it was all in the name of science, right? Which one do you think was the worst? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're feeling brave, maybe even try some of these cheeses yourself. Just don't say I didn't warn you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more mythical adventures.